Our second Marvel movie of the year has arrived. The Thunderbolts! Okay, I'm clearly not as good as David Harbour.
We are the Thunderbolts!
But let's get to the question that is on your mind. The reason that you clicked on this video. Is Marvel back? Is this movie worth a trip to the cinemas? Let's discuss. Thunderbolts is a film that Marvel has been building up to since Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It stars Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Pullman, David Harbour, Wyatt Russell, and Hannah John-Kamen. In this film, a group of mercenaries find themselves lured into a trap which leads to them teaming up in order to take down a powerful threat known as the Sentry. Ooh. I don't dare describe too much of this movie's plot because I am not doing spoilers in this video, so that is all the description that you're gonna get from me. Now, diving into the good. This movie has a pretty solid cast. I mean, sure, this is basically Marvel's Suicide Squad, but there is a lot more going on with this movie than that, and these characters and these actors all do a really good job making this feel not like a copycat ripoff of the Suicide Squad. The reason I say that this movie is basically Marvel's Suicide Squad is if you are not familiar with some of these characters, well, they have all shown that they have questionable moral characteristics. To elaborate, I'm gonna jump over to Florence Pugh, who plays Yelena in this movie. We've seen her before. We first saw her in the Black Widow movie, and then we saw her again in a cameo capacity in that show Hawkeye. And although this is an ensemble cast, this movie really does belong to Yelena. This is her story for sure. Like Natasha Romanoff, Yelena is plagued with guilt and pain. She has a lot of guilt about the things that she's done in her past, the things that have been done to her. All these things really weigh on her, and it becomes a central part to the plot of this movie. And it's this idea of pain and our torments that really drives everyone on this team, but it's Yelena who seems the most willing to wear her pain on her shoulder and just say out loud, yes, I am unhappy, I am not doing well, I need help. I think Florence Pugh does a great job conveying this poor woman's torment. She has been through some crazy shit. She was taken as a young kid and turned into an assassin. I can't imagine that does great things for your psyche. They say that it's hard to be a child actor. Imagine being a child assassin. Wyatt Russell's character, John Walker, well, he continues to be kind of annoying, but not because of Wyatt Russell's performance. He does a great job selling this douchebag of a character. It's because John Walker is kind of a douchebag that makes him come off kind of annoying to me. He is the super arrogant man. He's a machismo fool, if you ask me, who has a serious hero complex, and he further proves again and again that he was the wrong person to ever be given the mantle of Captain America. By the way, if you did not see Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you're probably like, who is this guy? You need to have seen that show to truly understand who he is, but to give you a quick summary, he is given the mantle of Captain America, as I just said. He's given the shield, but it turns out he's just not worthy of that. He is willing to do things that a hero should not be willing to do. He's willing to kill, and that's what sets him apart from Steve Rogers and makes it so that Bucky and Sam end up taking that shield from him by force. And in the end of that series, John Walker does end up getting recruited by Valentina Fontaine, so that is how he is connected into this story. And of course, I have to talk about David Harbour. If it wasn't made plainly clear by the trailers for this movie, this man is our over-the-top comic relief, just as Marvel ordered. His character kind of annoyed me, but at the same time, there is something kind of exciting about him, and there's no denying that he is the heart and soul of this movie. He is the moral grounding point, and of course, he knows how to have fun. He kind of reminds me of an overly eager dog that just really wants to chase that frisbee and just spend time with his master. Louis Pullman, son of the President of the United States, plays Bob.
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
And Bob is a hugely important character in this movie. For sure, Bob is one of the best parts about this movie, and his chemistry with Yelena, or Florence Pugh, these two and David Harbour, they really make this movie a movie worth seeing. And of course, I have to give a shout out to Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She's playing a woman who is a more ruthless and mischievous version of Nick Fury, and you can tell that she is absolutely loving it. She is reveling in this chance to be a bad girl. Overall, it has some pretty solid moments. We get that typical big battle in the end, but one thing I really liked about this ending battle is that it does not really go too far over the top. There's some surprisingly deep moments in this movie's finale, and I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to spoil things for you, but it's kind of heavy. I wouldn't call this peak Marvel, but it is better than that last Captain America movie that we just got, and it is a step in the right direction. And at the risk of sounding like a snob, I do wish Marvel would just give us one movie that is just entirely serious. They've become so good at ruining tense moments with poorly timed jokes that it's actually starting to seem like kind of a gift. But maybe that's a mean problem, because this is clearly the formula that Marvel has been doing for the entire time. I guess it's just wearing thin on me, but clearly a lot of people still love it. The audience was having a lot of fun. I probably was one of the few people in this movie that was not laughing. I did laugh maybe a couple of times, but I was not laughing as much as the average person around me, so I guess I'm kind of a curmudgeon. For me, this movie is a 7.5 out of 10. For the life of me, I just cannot recapture that love that I once had for the Marvel Universe. There was a period there where I was constantly just so excited. I was reading the internet rumors, I was deep diving, I was getting really involved. There was occasional movies that actually brought me to tears, and I don't get that anymore. I just think that the Marvel movies at this point are nothing but fun popcorn flicks. I'm entertained. I think it is worth the price of admission, but this is not Oscar bait, and it is just not able to bring that child mentality back to me, or whatever you call that mentality, the thing in me that I had, that I used to have back when I loved the MCU. It's completely gone now. I'm trying to get it back, and I'm really hoping that Fantastic Four brings it back for me, but it's just not looking good. If you saw this movie, please put your thoughts on it in the comments and let me know. Did you like it? What did you think of it? Overall, I do think this is a movie that's worth seeing in cinemas. I'm just saying, check your expectations at the door. In the end, this is just another Marvel popcorn flick. You're not gonna be mind blown, but you are gonna have a fun time, and if that's all you really care about with cinema, then this is the movie for you. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you want to hear more things from me, subscribe to this channel. Later.